जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी 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 जय राधा माधव कुञ्जविहारी राधा माधव जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजनवल्लभ जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन दनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी 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 जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमय जय सुदर्शन सुभद्रमय जय सुदर्शन जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्रील प्रभुपाद की ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। To choose the HDMI option. Choose HDMI. Go to source, input. No, go to input. Just turn the TV this side. Turn it this side. So, Hare Krishna, welcome you all for this Sunday afternoon class, Sunday Feast program. So this afternoon we'll be discussing from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 59. So let's start with the prayers. Please fold your hands like this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please recite after me. Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehinaha Rasavarjam Rasaha Api Asya Param Drishtva Nivartate Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehinaha Rasavarjam Rasopyasya Param Drishtva Nivartate Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehinaha Rasavarjam Rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Someone like to recite? Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavajam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Any Matajis? Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Vishayaha, objects for sense enjoyment. Vinivartante, or practice to be refrained from. Niraharasya, by negative restrictions. Dehinaha, for the embodied. Rasavarjam, giving up the taste. Rasaha, sense of enjoyment. Api, although there is. Asya, his. Param, far superior things. Drishtva, by experiencing. Nivartate, he ceases from. Translation. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Please repeat after me. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Purport. Unless one is transcendentally situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulations is something like restricting a deceased person from certain types of eatables. The patient, however, neither likes such restrictions nor loses his taste for eatables. Similarly, sense restriction by some spiritual process like Ashtanga Yoga in the matter of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, etc. is recommended for less intelligent persons who have no better knowledge. But one who has tasted the beauty of the Supreme Lord Krishna in the course of his advancement in Krishna consciousness no longer has a taste for dead material thing. Therefore, the restrictions are there for the less intelligent neophytes in the spiritual advancement of life. But such restrictions are only good until one actually has a taste for Krishna consciousness. When one is actually Krishna conscious, he automatically loses his taste for pale things. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Rakhunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratpashe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavacham rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. So, in this verse, we understand there are two types of taste. One is higher taste and another is lower taste. Lower taste is something which is material, which we gain through senses. Higher taste is something which we gain through spirit, soul, it is spiritual. So Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, in this current shloka, that even though a person stops from sense enjoyment through his body, still the desire will remain in his heart. But by experiencing a higher taste, that means a spiritual enjoyment, he will give up the lower taste. So today in our class we will discuss what is this material enjoyment, what is the illusion of this material enjoyment, and what are the dangers of this material enjoyment, and what is spiritual enjoyment, how can we get that, and how it is actual real enjoyment. So going ahead, I'll show you one photo. Maybe you will laugh at it. What do you see here? You can speak out. What's happening here? What is he doing? He's eating ice cream. And he's relishing, that is, that's very high. What else? That is all external. He has ice cream in his hand, he's tasting it. But can you tell something which you can't, which is beyond what you see? He may be sorry? Very good. So whether it is a small boy or a young boy or a grown-up person or even an old man, there is a desire to enjoy. Everyone looks after enjoyment, right? Mm. Does anyone look after sadness? No one goes to God and asks, give me problems. No one asks like that. God, remove the problems. Everyone wants enjoyment. So that itself shows that we always want to be happy. So therefore, that is actually the nature of the soul. The nature of the soul is always joyful. The three qualities of the soul: Sat, Chit and Ananda. Sat means the soul is eternal. Chit means it is full of consciousness, knowledge. And Ananda is full of bliss, happiness. So we are always looking for happiness because that is our nature. That is our nature. So the nature of the soul is always to be joyful. But what is happening now, in the current situation, the soul is entrapped in the cage of material body. So it tries to seek pleasure through material body. It is like a jail. When a person does crime, he is put into the jail. So now he is surrounded by four walls. Similarly, a soul which does crime, that means which rebels against God, they are sent into this material world. So this material is also like a jail. So one name of this material world is Durga. Durga. So the Durga has two meanings. One Durga is Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva. Another meaning of Durga is fort. Durgam, fort. The king's fort, right? So this is also Durga. How it is Durga? This world is surrounded by the three modes of material nature: Sattvagun, Rajogun and Tamogun. We are controlled by that. Did you become angry on anyone? Anytime? At least once in your life. Or maybe more than once. Have you thought before becoming angry, now I am going to becoming angry on him? Have you thought like that and became angry? Or suddenly anger has come? Suddenly anger has come. You never thought that, okay, now it is 11:40. At 11:45 I will become angry on him. Have you ever thought like that? No. Suddenly anger has come. Now when you are sitting in class or traveling in bus, suddenly you fall asleep, right? Did you thought before going to sleep, okay, now at this time I will sleep, and you went into sleep? No, it was not in your hands, it suddenly happened. So these things tell us that there are many things which are not in our control. Like anger, it is not in our control. It is controlling us rather. That means we are controlled by something else. Anger represents mode of passion. And sleeping, that is mode of ignorance. So you did not think, you did not plan to do like that, but suddenly you fall asleep. So that means you are controlled by mode of ignorance. So this is how in this world everyone is under control. The three modes of material nature, they control. So that's why this material world is also called as Durga, which is called, it is jail. It is, we are surrounded by three modes of material nature. So therefore, and one who is under these three modes, they are always in anxiety. They are always in anxiety. They are always under kleshas. Because that is the nature of the material world, to give trouble. So soul is entrapped in this cage of material body. So now the soul wants enjoyment, but the soul is now arrested in this body. Now how the soul will enjoy? The only option is through body. So it tries to seek pleasure through body, material body. Just like you see here a cage, golden cage, and there is a bird inside. So what we are trying to do now is we are just decorating the cage, but we have forgotten to give food to the bird. So that bird is nothing but the soul, and that cage is nothing but the body. So we are doing everything that is related to the body. We are eating every day, we are sleeping, we are working, everything we are doing for what? To maintain the body. You are taking bath, and you are maintaining cleanliness, everything you are doing to the body. But are we doing something to the soul inside this body? Nothing. So if you just decorate the cage, but if you don't give food to the bird, what will happen? It will die. Similarly, we are just decorating this body, but we are not giving anything to the soul. So then what happens to the soul? It will die. It will not die. But you will become more and more ignorant. You will go more and more ignorance into this in the material world. Or you may next life you may get an animal body because you misuse the human body. So therefore Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is the nature of this material enjoyment? Please repeat after me. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddha. Krishna says, an intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery. What are the sources of misery? The sense objects, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. So just like you take the example of this ice cream, this boy who is eating the ice cream. That ice cream is the source of misery. And it has a beginning and end. Initially ice cream, after eating only that danda and you throw it. Ice cream is over now. Again you have to spend 20 rupees to purchase another ice cream. To get that 20 rupees you have to work hard and get money. So to get enjoyment in this world also you have to work hard. Then you will get some enjoyment which is also temporary and which may also lead into misery. How it may lead into misery? If someone consumes excess ice cream, for example you take ice cream, it leads to increase of the risk of chronic conditions like heart disease, high cholesterol, obesity, diabetes, because it contains a lot of sugar and artificial chemicals. So even material enjoyment, if you do more, then what happens? It will lead to diseases. Your body will be spoiled. Body will be spoiled. Recently there was a news that somewhere in Maharashtra there was Ganesh Utsav, Visarjan was going on, and they were taking Ganesh and all young boys. They were dancing, crazy dance, and surrounded by laser lights. Very strong laser lights. So after 1 hour they lost the sight. Because of that power of the laser lights, they were so much exposed to that laser lights, so they lost the eyesight. You see, material enjoyment, if it goes to that level, it will destroy the body. Krishna also says, what is this nature of enjoyment? The sense enjoyment, what is the nature of this? Vishayendriya samyogat yattat agre amrutopamam. Pariname visham eva tat sukham rajasam smritam. That happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with the objects and which appears like nectar at the first but poison at the end is said to be of the nature of passion. So that happiness which is initially it is very good, but then as you start tasting it, what happens in the end? It turns out to be a poison. For example, any example? Someone who is doing intoxication, like smoking, drinking, he may get some little pleasure. But as he keeps doing, what happens? He will get lung cancer. His liver gets spoiled. So any material enjoyment, initially it looks like very good, but finally it turns out to be a poison and it has a long tail of misery. And any happiness which is in the starting is very bitter, or it's very hard to do that, but finally it will give you a nectar, and that is in the mode of goodness. Like for example, cooking, let us say cooking. In summer, especially in summer, it is very hot. To cooking means first you have to wash vessels, purchase the vegetables, wash the vegetables, cut the vegetables, then go into the kitchen and start cooking. So it is a tedious task. It is a hard work. Suppose you are making gulab jamun, okay. Now you have to purchase, you have to mix the flour, make into balls, then fry. Hot oil, you have to be in front of hot oil. Then after that you have to put in the sugar syrup. Then finally you will get gulab jamun. You have to do hard work, you have to do tapasya. Initially it's very hard. You have to take some trouble. But finally what you are getting? You are getting gulab jamun. So that's something which is very hard very tough to do in the starting, but finally it will give you a nectar. So that is in the mode of goodness. Like chanting. Initially, we may not feel taste for chanting, but as you keep doing, you just take some efforts, you start doing it. And you will get the taste. There is example given in the scriptures that how a jaundice person, a person who is affected with jaundice, what is the medicine for that? Is sugar candy. Sugar candy is the medicine for jaundice. Sugar candy means this mishri, that's whole sugar candy. So that is a medicine for jaundice, scriptures say that. But when a person who gets this jaundice, when he eats sugar candy, he will feel like very bitter. He will not feel like sugar taste. He will feel bitter taste. But he keeps taking that. Then, even though it is better, but he still keeps taking it. Finally, his disease will be cured. So initially it is like very bitter, but finally you will get the real taste. So that is the actual enjoyment. So that is in the mode of goodness, and that is very healthy. So Krishna says, therefore, this material world is dukhalayam and ashashvatam. Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam. Napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. What is the nature of this world? This is dukhalayam and ashashvatam. This is a place of misery and this is temporary. What is Grandhalayam? What is there in Grandhalayam? Books. What is there in Vidyalayam? Where you get education. What is there in Aushadhalayam? Where you get medicines. What is there in Devalayam? Where you get to darshan of God. So what is Dukhalayam? Where is misery? Do you go to Aushadhalayam and ask for 10 kg atta? You don't ask that, because that is meant for medicines. Do you go to Vidyalayam and ask for paracetamol? No, that is not the medical shop. That is a place where you get some education. So similarly, Dukhalayam. You can't go to Dukhalayam and ask, give me some happiness. So it is not possible. You can never be happy in this world. You can have a hope of being happy, but there is no actual happiness in this world. We are always surrounded by dangers. Therefore, Scripture says, Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. Every step in this world, there is a danger. Everyone is in fear in this world. There is always, the fear element is always in the heart. What is that fear? Oh, something will happen. Kya hoga? Something may happen. Everyone has this fear. So, therefore, in this world, which is Dukhalayam, it is foolish to think to be happy. But those who don't have this scriptural knowledge, they want to make this Dukhalayam into Sukhalayam. Outside it is so hot, so inside we will put AC. The man is so intelligent that he wants to counteract the laws of God. God made the laws. This will be Dukhalayam. But man is so intelligent, he will counteract the laws of God and he will challenge God. He wants to make a creation different from God's creation and counteract the laws of God. But it will never happen. Okay, you made AC. Do you think AC is healthy? No. Coolness is not at all good for the body. Your bones will, start paining after some time when you sit so much time in the AC. So like that, now man has made so many machines, so many weapons, so many things, but it is only backfiring him. Like this Alfred Nobel, he was a scientist, Alfred Nobel, and he invented this dynamite bomb. But people started misusing it. He invented this to blast mines and get minerals from it. But people started misusing it, killing others. So it was very painful. Then he started this Nobel Prize thing. So man is doing something, but it is only backfiring, because he is doing something which is not according to scriptures. God has already given the laws how to live a life, a happy living. But we have forgotten that, and we are living an artificial life, so which is backfiring us. So this is Dukhalayam. There is only misery here. Prabhupada says there is only misery here. There is no happiness here. If someone want to be happy here, he is a fool. I'll tell you one story. The Guru of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he tells a story, 2 paisa circus. What is this 2 paisa circus? In those days in villages there used to be circus, mela. So all sides it is closed. All sides it is closed. So there are only 2 gates. One is entry, another is exit. So, but the circus is only 2 paisa. You can pay 2 paisa and go inside and come. So everyone who is coming outside of this circus, they were telling, oh, it is super, it is amazing, it's amazing circus. Everyone must watch. So one person in the village, he is very kanjus. But he thought it is only 2 paisa, so and everyone is telling very nice, so let me go and see, have a look. So he went inside, he paid 2 paisa, he went inside. As soon as he goes inside, there are 2 people who lock the door, close the door and start beating him. like anything. Left side, it's all darkness. And they just start beating him like anything. Pat. Left, right, center, pat. Start beating him. Then they will send him to another chamber. Then another second quota of beating. Then finally he comes out of the exit gate. So because he is feeling very shameful to express his pain, so when he comes outside of the gate, he comes out smiling. No one wants to express their sadness in this world. So he comes out smiling. Super amazing, like that. He comes out smiling. And there are 10 people waiting there. So they were also thinking, how is the circus? How is the circus? The expression is there in their mind, in their faces. So this fellow thought, hey, I got so much beatings. Why this fellow should not get? He also should get beatings. So they asked him, how is the circus? Super, amazing. You also should taste it. You also should go inside and have a look. So that 2 paisa circus is nothing but this world. Everyone in this world is suffering. Everyone in this world is in suffering. But when someone asks you, how are you? Oh, I am very happy. I am very happy. Everything is fine. We don't want to express our problems, and we don't want to know the reality also. That means we are cheating ourselves. So if you want cheaters, Prabhupada says, if you want to get cheated, you will get cheaters. You will get those people who will help you in that cheating process. But if you want to come out of that cheating, then you will get the real guru. So this world is Dukkhalayam, place of misery, and Ashashvatam. Maximum how many years one may stay in this world? 60 years, 70 years. Whatever may be the bank balance, we have to leave that and go to next life. You can't come next life and say, this is my account, give my 1 crore rupees back. Bank will not give you. So what comes to you in the next life is what punya you have done in this life. That only will come with you. None of our bangla, none of our money, none of our properties, family, children, nothing will come with us. What punya you have done, that only will come with us. So ashashvatam, temporary. So therefore those who have higher vision, a higher taste, they don't try to make this dukkhalayam into sukhalayam. They will not have any false hopes. And they know this is a world of temporary. It's a temporary world. So they will make their life in such a way that they prepare to go to a permanent world. That is Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan. The enjoyment in this world, we are trying to enjoy in this world. It is like sweet rice mixed with sand. How do you feel when the sweet rice mixed with stone particles? It is tasty, but what comes in between? What comes in between is suddenly your teeth is broken. So there is happiness in this world, but within that happiness there are stones and thorns. So that means it is not the real enjoyment. So the material sense enjoyment or sense gratification is an illusion. So there is a nice story which comes in the scriptures, Bhagavatam, that once upon a time, King Indra becomes a pig. Once in the court of Indra, King Indra insults Brihaspati. So Brihaspati is the guru of the Devatas. So Brihaspati, he curses Indra. You are not qualified to sit here. You become a pig. So then Indra becomes a pig on the earth. Now Indra became a pig and he has a pig wife and he has a pig children. There are 12 children. Pig gives, in one shot it gives to 12 children. So this, he is very happy with his pig wife and children. And he is living in gutter and he is tasting all those things. And there is no Indra in the heaven. So if there is no king So who will do the management? How the management will happen? So there was a discrepancy in the management. So not happening properly. So Brahma comes to know. And Brahma sees the situation and so no, the king should be there, Indra should come here. Then he goes into meditation and finds out that Indra became a pig on earth. I mean, he comes down in his swan. Brahma comes down in the swan. It's a real story, not made story. It's a real story. So Indra, the Brahma, the creator, he comes down and starts speaking with the Indra who is in the pig body. Hey Indra, you are now in the pig body, but you are not this pig. You are actually Indra. You are the king of all the devatas. Come back, you have to rule there. The seat is empty, no one is there, you have to come back. Indra in the pig body says, what Indra? I don't know anything, Indra. I only know this gutter. I only know my family here. I have to take care of my family. What heaven? I don't know anything about it. This is my heaven. He says. Said, no. You are Indra. You are actually Indra, the king of demigods. Your opulence is much more, much higher. You don't know. You forgot. Because of curse you are here. You come with me. I will take you there. No. I like this gutter. I will be here. I have to take care of my family. Everything. All these things. Then Brahma, he just does he said, Arey, what happened to this Indra? He forgot everything. So he just takes some water from his Jai Shri Radha Madhava ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. Just take water from his kamandalam and sprinkles, and the pig transforms into Indra's body. He gets back his body. Then Indra, once he gets this body, he sees, what is this? Where I am? What happened to me? Brahma, he pranams, do pranam to Brahma. Where I have come? What happened? What abominable situation I am in? What a dirty situation I was in. Thanks for saving. So this story is told, Prabhupada says this, that everyone in this world is in that situation. Artificial, illusion, thinking that this is everything. This is everything. But there is a higher life. We are actually belong to Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, in Vaikuntha. We are supposed to be there, but we forgot that. We don't have that knowledge. So we are in this world. We are thinking that this is my heaven. But a time will come, you have to leave this world. A time will come, you will become old, you will die. You have to leave this world. You have to take up next body. Where you will go, we don't know. This is the illusion of material enjoyment. Therefore, there is a verse in Bhagavatam which says that Punas charvita charvananam. What we are trying is chewing the chewed. What do you see here? Sugarcane machine. So what this person does in the sugarcane machine, he will put the sugarcane and takes the juice. And again he makes into half and again puts inside, takes some more juice. And again third time he turns into and puts inside and takes the juice. And again fourth time he will bend and put very forcefully, like this he will put and take the whole juice out of it. So what is there in the final right side thing? Nothing. All the juice had come out. So he'll just throw in the dustbin. Juice is not there in that. So what if another person comes, picks from the dustbin and starts chewing it? Will he get any taste? No, everything is taken out. He will think, everything is taken out, there is nothing, he will throw. Third person will come and again picks up that. Again he starts. He thought that person don't know how to taste. I know how to. Then he will come, he will also doesn't get any, he will also throw. That is the nature of material enjoyment. From thousands and lakhs of years, people were in this, there were so many great, great empires, great, great kingdoms. Everyone tried to enjoy, but failed. Failed. Now we are again coming now, and we are thinking that they don't know how to enjoy. We know how to enjoy. And we are thinking we can enjoy. But the result will be the same. The same enjoyment we try to do in different things, different ways. Ultimately, the nature of enjoyment is that only. It is temporary, it is illusion. So I'll give you 5 examples for the 5 knowledge acquiring senses that we have. And what are the dangers of that sense enjoyment, sense gratification. This scriptures gives these examples in Bhagavatam 11th canto. So we have 5 knowledge acquiring senses, that is eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. This is what we enjoy through, either through eyes or ears or nose or tongue or skin. So scriptures tell what is the danger of this enjoyment through these senses. They give 5 examples. Eyes, they give example of light worms. Now there is a fire. Now there are some insects which get attracted to the fire. So they start flying there. But they don't know it is fire, and they enter into that fire and they burn. So this is example for eyes. Eyes, we are attracted to many objects, many beautiful objects in this world. But that attraction will only lead to burning. So one has to be careful of his eyes. And the ears, the scriptures give example of musk deer. How the people, the hunters, how they catch the musk deer? They play very nice music. And this deer, it starts searching where is this music coming from. And it keeps running to find out that music. And as soon as the deer comes near, they'll put a net and capture. So any material music in this world is like that. Material vibrations, material music, materialistic songs, which is nothing related to God or nothing related to anything spirituality. So those music will spoil us. Just like that music had, by getting attracted to that music, this deer lost its life. Similarly, the materialistic music will take away us from spiritual life. The nose. Scriptures give example of honeybee. So this honeybee, it goes to different flowers and tries to collect the nectar because it smells the nice fragrance in those flowers. So when this honeybee goes to this lotus flower and tries to extract the nectar, honey from the lotus, it goes into so much intoxication that it falls unconscious in that lotus. And lotus opens when sun rises, but as soon as the sun sets, the lotus closes. So it forgets that the sun is setting and it is still inside only. And the sun sets and the lotus gets closed. And next day when the lotus opens, the honeybee is dead because there is no air, there is no circulation inside. It dies. Similarly, we are trying to smell different things, trying to taste different things in this world, forgetting that the sun is rising and sun is setting and we are losing days and weeks and months and years. You just, in a flash of second, you will see you are 30 or you are 40 or 50. 30, 40 years went just in a flash of second. And a day will come when the final moment you have to meet the final moment. So an example is, don't get attracted to the materialistic smells in this world. And for the tongue, the example that is given is fish. How the fish is caught in the water? There is a hook, and they will put some food to that hook, and they will put in the water like that. And fish will thinking, this is my food. So fish tries to enjoy that food, and it starts running and catches that food. But it doesn't know that there is a hook inside. So what will happen? It catches. So the food, the sinful food, the food which is not offered to God, which is sinful, it is like that. Those food will make us sinful. It will take us away from bhakti. It will take us away from spiritual life. So it is actually a poison. It is actually a death trap. And finally, skin. So when a male elephant, how a male elephant is caught, in the hunters, they make a big well, big ditch they make it, and they cover with grass. And on the other side, they will put a female elephant. And this male elephant roams in the forest and sees the female elephant and want to go there. But it don't know that there is a ditch there, there is a well. And it starts running and falls inside. And then the hunters will come and take away. So this is a skin attraction. So we should remember the dangers of these material sense enjoyments. All these things are there only to kill the soul, to take the soul away from God consciousness. So especially as a practicing sadhaka, a devotee who is practicing Krishna consciousness, he should be very much aware of these dangers. So this the scriptures tell us. So therefore, to be away from this and at the same time to develop higher taste, that is what the human form of life meant for. So higher taste is proper engagement for your senses. So the same senses, instead of engaging it for sinful things, we have to engage it for pious things, spiritual things. The same eyes, instead of getting attracted to material beauty, which has, within few years, that beauty will be, it will vanish. It will vanish. Material beauty will vanish. You see all those heroes and heroines who were very young and beautiful 50 years back. Now they are old. All wrinkles. Tooth is gone. Hair is white. Skin is wrinkles. Eyesight is lost. That is the nature of material beauty. So the same eyes, instead of becoming attracted to the material false beauty, one should get attracted to the real beauty. That is Krishna, who is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He is the real beauty. He is eternal. His beauty is eternal. Krishna means one who is all attractive. That means he is all beauty, he is all powerful, he is all rich, he is all famous, he is all strength, he is all renunciation. So he is the perfect person to get attracted to. So this is engagement for eyes. We have to have this desire. Again and again we have to get the darshan of Krishna. Again and again, again and again. And remember that form in the mind. With the ears, you hear the holy name and you hear the Krishna Katha, the glories of the Lord. So with that what happens? Your heart is purified. You take the association of devotees, chant the holy names, hear Katha, hear Krishna Katha, hear Krishna Nam. That will purify us. Then with the nose, smell the flowers which are offered to the Supreme Lord. Smell, you can offer tulsi, you can offer flowers to the Lord. Anything that is offered to the Lord, that becomes spiritual. So we can smell those flowers, we can smell those tulsi, which is offered to the Lord. Then, for the tongue, it is, instead of eating sinful food, eat prasadam. Prasadam is something which is offered to the Lord. It is made with devotion. Right? It is made with devotion. It is offered to the Lord with devotion, and it is served with devotion. So this prasadam is not just food, it is injected with the Krishna's spiritual mercy, Krishna's mercy. And Krishna accepts, when God accepts the bhoga, he injects his mercy in that. So actually the prasadam means mercy. So when you take that prasadam, then your tongue is purified, your body is purified, your consciousness is purified. So then you are away from all those sinful food. And it is a higher taste. Actually Prabhupada started this higher taste by giving them Krishna prasadam. In America, all those people, they were taking drugs, they were eating meat. So when they came to know that there is something like samosa, there is something like halwa, they have never seen that before in their life. So when they saw these things, these cakes, halwa, samosa, kachori, so they were so much attracted to that. Just by eating prasadam, they became devotees. That is the power of Krishna prasadam. And the sense of touch one should use in the service of the Lord and his devotees. So we all have hands, we all have legs. Use it, engage them in the service of the Lord and his devotees. So this, when we do these things with our senses, they purify the senses and it is full of satisfaction. Material pleasure, the senses are never purified. The senses are never purified and one is never satisfied. A person may try to enjoy to any extent in this world, he can never get satisfied. You ask any person in this world, are you satisfied? No. I have to do this, I have to do that. That property is there, I am thinking how to sell it, how to give to my children, how to give to my grandchildren. My son got married, but there is family problem. Wife is not listening or husband is not taking care of properly. Everywhere there is something or other problem. There is something or other dissatisfaction. So no one is fully satisfied in this world. The only satisfaction is there in Krishna con, because that is the actual thing which a soul requires. The Jivera Swarupahaya Krishnera Nityadas. The original constitutional position of Jiva is to be as servant of Krishna. Then only he can be happy. Otherwise, there is no happiness. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya says in his Shikshastakam, the first verse of Shikshastakam, he says, Cheto darpanam arjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya vadhu jivanam anandambudi vardhanam pratipadam purnam ritaswadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. You can get all these spiritual benefits just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just by chanting this, you will get everything. How will you get everything? This is one example. You know milk. What is there in the milk? There is curd in the milk. There is buttermilk in the milk. There is butter in the milk. There is ghee in the milk. There is rasgulla in the milk. There is rasmalai in the milk. There is sandesh in the milk. There is rabdi in the milk. Everything is there in the milk, but you can't see externally. You have to churn it. You have to process it. Similarly, Hare Krishna mantra has everything. If you chant Hare Krishna, you will get happiness, you will get peace, your life will be happy, your family will be happy, you will get nice association, you will get nice prasadam, you will get nice knowledge, you will get nice intelligence, you will get to go to nice places to visit, dhams, and finally you will go to Krishna's abode. So Hare Krishna mantra has everything. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says here. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life. This material life is a fire. There is always fire. You don't see fire, but there is fire. The heart is burning with so many desires, unfulfilled desires, with so much envy, so much anger. The hearts are burning. So this Hare Krishna, this chanting Sankirtana is like rain. When there is rain, then the fire is destroyed. Fire will be vanished. So this chanting Hare Krishna is like a cool rain, which will take away all the burning sensations in the heart. Of repeated birth and death. We are taking birth, dying, and again taking birth, and again dying in the cycle of birth and death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janane jatareshanam. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. Sun gives hot rays, but moon gives cool rays. So the Sankirtana movement is like that. It will give us cool rays. It will make us free from this burning sensation, from these troubles of material life. One thing, as soon as you come to Krishna, your problems will be solved. Your suffering will go away. It is a life of all transcendental knowledge. It will give you spiritual knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, the real spiritual bliss it will give you. And it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So initially that boy was tasting ice cream. So, but that is temporary. But if you want real taste, full taste, it enables us to fully, the real nectar you want to taste, that you can get it by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, the Sankirtana moment. So if you do Sankirtan, you will get everything. So therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come to give this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra so that the world can be liberated. He came to deliver the world just by giving this, the Hare Krishna Mantra, which is very easy and very sublime process. Anyone, a child can chant, a young boy can chant, an old man can chant, anyone can chant this mantra and get benefited. So thank you very much. I'll stop here. Any questions? Okay, the question is, when we eat food, we understand that our stomach is full and we feel that we are satisfied. So how do we know that the soul is satisfied? So how the soul gets satisfied? When you give spiritual food. That is when you give when you take up chanting, when you hear Krishna Katha, so you get a higher taste. When you get higher taste, you forget to eat also. Even you forget about eating because you get a higher taste. We don't have that higher taste, so we don't know what is that. It's like suppose if I tell you about China, you have not seen China. I am supposing. But if I can tell so many things about China. If I can tell so many things about China, but you have not seen it, so how will you understand it? So you have to experience that. That means you have to go to China and see, okay, this is this. That's what is happening there. So similarly, how will you experience the spiritual thing? When you do it, when you practice it, then you can experience it. And when you experience it, you will understand that this taste is higher. This is unending. This is the real taste. This is actually what the soul needs. When you chant, when you dance, you get a ecstasy. You get a spiritual satisfaction, which you don't get at any other place. So that shows that this is something higher. And when you take it more, you feel more satisfied, and it increases. As soon as the more you do, the more you feel satisfied about it. Any other questions? Sorry? How to control anger? So, anger is something because when someone doesn't listen to us When something does not happen according to your wish, so you get angry. So that means you think that you are the controller. Everything should happen according to what I plan, what I think, what I tell. I am the controller. So that mood of controllership, ownership, we have to give up. We should understand that we are not the doers. We should understand Krishna, God is the doer. And we are in control. We are not controllers, but we are under control. So when we understand through knowledge that we are just servants, and when we develop this servant mood, so we can give up that angry mood. So then we have to start serving God, start serving devotees of God who are merciful. So with that, what happens? You develop a humble mood. So when you are humble, you are like a servant. You are like, you don't have any powers. So you feel you are just a servant. So a servant doesn't have any rights. So he will just do what is told. So then there is no need of, there's no question of getting angry. So the more you become you get to the mood of service, you can give up that. So we'll do some little kirtan, 5 minutes. Kartal. He can play. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Everybody please chant. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, loudly. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, everybody chant. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, श्री श्री राधा माधव की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। हरे कृष्ण।